Most butterfly gardens fail, not because they lack flowers, but because they lack what butterflies actually need. Butterflies aren't decorative visitors. They are highly specialized insects with precise ecological requirements. Did you know that butterflies are cold-blooded and drink through their feet? They can't fly until their bodies are around 30 degrees. This is why you'll see them resting with their wings open, absorbing heat before they're able to move. And when they land on damp sand or soil, they're not just resting, they're drawing minerals and moisture up through the receptors in their feet. And before they ever become what we notice, they spend weeks growing as caterpillars, feeding on one particular plant. Not just any plant, a host plant. And if that plant isn't present, the life cycle stops and there's no more butterflies. Today I'll share 8 ground covers you can easily add to your garden. 2 natives you might be pulling out by mistake, and 2 weeds you can use to your advantage. These can help attract over 17 butterfly species back into your space, not just for a season, but for years to come. This first plant is one of my favourites, the love flower. It's also known as the pastel flower. They grow between 15 to 30 centimetres high, and true to their scientific name, they have a wide variety of leaf shapes. The pastel flower prefers sheltered and shady spots. It likes moist and well-drained soil, and it self-seeds readily. It has white to violet flowers with 5 petals, and it is very drought hardy. It can die back over dry periods, but it will return. The love flower is host plant to 4 butterflies: blue argus, Australian leafwing, varied eggfly, and the blue-banded eggfly. Not only does it provide larval food, it also provides nectar with its flowers. Emu foot is a scrambling herb. It can grow 10 to 30 centimetres and spreads over 1 metre over time. Emu foot is extremely hardy. It'll grow in almost all light conditions and soil conditions, and it is extremely drought tolerant. It flowers from September to February with purple pea flowers, followed by shiny black seed pods. Emu foot is a host plant for 3 different butterflies: the checkered swallowtail, the long-tailed pea blue, and the common grass blue. Emu foot also fixes nitrogen in the ground. This means it fertilizes the soil around it, helping the rest of your garden too. This next plant is special because planting this will help a critically endangered species. The arrowhead violet prefers moist and shady areas. It grows 5 to 40 centimetres high. It flowers from June to December. The arrowhead violet is the only known host plant for the laced fritillary. In its ideal conditions, it self-seeds readily and it will spread over time. The laced fritillary used to be very common in gardens. However, now it is only spotted every 10 or so years. Adding this simple flower to your garden could make a huge difference. This is the native scaevola. It usually grows 20 to 40 centimetres high and can spread 1 to 2 metres wide. It prefers full sun to light shade, and it can grow in most soils and flowers all year long. It has these small distinctive leaves and purple fan flowers. This is a critical host plant for the meadow argus. Not only that, but it provides nectar for many species and shelter for many insects. These next 2 plants host the painted lady, but they really shine as nectar plants for adult butterflies. This is the everlasting daisy. It grows 30 to 90 centimetres high, and it will grow 30 to 60 centimetres wide. It grows in an upright clumping habit. It prefers growing in full sun. It can grow in many different types of soils as long as they are well draining. It tolerates heat and drought once it is established. They flower from November to March. Though the native version is yellow, you can now get everlasting daisies in multiple colours. This is the yellow buttons. It can grow 20 to 40 centimetres high. It spreads 60 centimetres to 1 metre wide. They flower from September to May. It prefers full sun and requires excellent drainage. It loves sandy, gravelly or poor soils. However, it does struggle in heavy clay without drainage improvement. It is very drought tolerant and it can tolerate light frost. The spade flower is an annual herb that grows 30 to 60 centimeters high and wide. It prefers full to filtered sun and grows well in most soils, including sandy soils. The leaves alternate and are narrow. The flowers are solitary, orange and spade-shaped. Their main flowering is from September to February. The spade flower hosts the glasswing butterfly. This is basket grass, a grass growing 15 to 30 centimeters high and spreading into dense patches. It prefers moist, shady and semi-shady areas. It loves to grow amongst leaf litter. It grows these short little flower spikes. This grass is host to 5 different butterflies: the white brand grass skipper, the lilac grass skipper, the orange bush brown, the wonder brown, and the common ringlet. Many brown butterflies in Australia rely entirely on native grasses. The first native you might be pulling out by accident is the lesser joyweed. It grows between 12 and 20 centimeters high. It has narrow leaves in clusters and papery flowers in spring to autumn. It's a scrambling herb that grows in moist environments. It's great for swamps, bogs, and besides ponds. It likes sun, but it will also grow in part shade. Not only does this plant host the blue argus and the varied eggfly, it's also important for a lot of hawk moths. This next native is the shade plantain. It grows between 5 centimeters to 20 centimeters tall and grows in a compact rosette form. It prefers full sun to part shade. This plant is a host to the meadow argus and is often mistaken for the introduced plantain, but it is native and it is valuable. So next time you're weeding, best leave this one behind. So here's a controversial one. This is balloon cottonbush. This plant is regarded an environmental weed in South East Queensland, and it can form dense infestations. It is also one of the few host plants of the monarch butterfly. Monarchs aren't native to Australia, so neither are any of their host plants. But just like so many other species, they are in trouble. I let it grow in designated areas, and I remove it everywhere else. To support butterflies during their egg stage, you want to avoid spraying any herbicides or pesticides on any of their host plants or surrounding plants. Avoid pruning from November to March to allow the eggs to hatch and the caterpillars to start feeding. To support butterflies during the caterpillar stage, we have to accept that there's going to be leaf damage. The caterpillars are going to eat them. Try to plant multiples of each host plant, as caterpillars can often defoliate a whole plant. You also want to avoid excessive pruning during this period. During the pupa stage, you just want to leave any stems that they're hanging from so that they can fully develop. Once butterflies reach their adult stage, they start to look for nectar plants. Not only will they need flowers, but they also need water. So provide shallow dishes with sand and rocks so that they can bask and drink from these. While host plants are critical for their development stage, adult butterflies need nectar-rich flowers. So where do you start? Instead of asking, what should I plant? You ask, what is the land already doing? Every block has its own soil type, drainage pattern, sun exposure, and existing species. If you want real, effortless, and lasting results, you'll want to understand those first. This whole area used to all be lantana. Over the years, seeds drop on the ground, just waiting to sprout when the time is right. This blue heliotrope is a great example of how we can use weeds in a staged approach to support wildlife. Regeneration is slow, and it can take years for natives to reach mature sizes. In the meanwhile, fast-growing weeds can act as temporary food sources for butterflies, bees, and other insects. In the next video, I'll run you through the basics on how to assess your land, how to understand your sun levels and your soil types, and the key tools and resources you'll need to get it right the first time. Because regeneration doesn't start with planting, it starts with observation. I'll see you in the next one.